Welcome viewers to the Sharks Motion tutorial. Today we'll be practicing the use of H4 rockets, stun bombs and the 50 cal machine ground targets in the DCS Corsair. So first things first, let's set the plane up. So to arm the 50 cals, you need to press both these switches that will cock each machine gun set in the left and right wing. Next, come up to the left dashboard panel and enable the outboard, center and inboard 50 cals. Left click this switch to turn on the gun sight, and drag the mouse wheel left click the mouse to turn on the sight. Next, come on to the right dashboard, left bomb release, right bomb release. Using that's all set. This switch controls the center bomb release, but we don't have a center bomb, so we don't need that. Next, flick that up and turn on the rocket box. And arm the rockets and set them to a single auto. Single fires one rocket per button press, auto fires as many as one. Also, I prefer auto because they're quite inaccurate, so you need a lot of them. Finally, come over to the master arm switch and flip that on. Okay, now when we dive in, we want to pick an offset point and then center our aim on that. Then once the targets cross under the nose, we've got the bombs. Hopefully that'll hit, but it's not accurate. It is very much older warbirds. Let's also close the cowl flaps to reduce our drag. So target's under there. So once the target's under by the wing. Okay, rolling in, left turn and dive. Yeah, throttle back a little bit to not always be. So since we've been quite a steep dive, we don't need that far an offset point, so we'll probably pick about there, seems good. We also want to center our kind of slip wheel like that looks centered. Your target's under the nose and drop. Increase throttle and pull away. Okay, that was wildly off target. We likely dropped way too late. That's okay. We have infinite ammo in this mission, so we can try again. We're rolling again. Pick an offset point and drop under the nose. Let's see how that went. Yeah, that was much more on target. We killed it was like 4, maybe 10 vehicles. That's good. Okay, so now we've kind of figured out how to do that out. Let's try the rockets. So the rockets, what I tend to do is get pretty close to the target and fire the rockets once the target is roughly kind of in between those two divisions of the gun sight. That tends to work for me. What you'll find with the tiny tims too is all the rockets kind of fire a bit downwards. Not sure if that's because they're angled down on the pylons and they're inaccurate or what. That's how they work. So you gotta account for that. You gotta account for the massive drop in the rockets. Okay, same procedure. Roll in. Sense the target on the nose of the plane, like we do now, and pull up. Get close and fire. There we go. Target destroyed. Now, last thing we'll do is 50 cals. You have about 1,800 rounds. I think that's about 300 rounds per gun, if my maths is right. Yeah, 300 rounds per gun. You have a lot of ammo in these things, which plenty of ammo to want to chase and sight. You don't need to be accurate. I mean, you do because they have flash damage, but you don't need to be accurate. Spray and pray at a target. You're not going to kill like a tank with these, but you'll kill like light armor like an AC me. Obviously, kill infantry 50 cal after all. Let's go and hit this Tupolev and wait, what for? Let's get ready to fire. I think that was a few hits at least. That looks pretty damaged. Again, these aren't really the ideal air-to-ground weapon, but they can be used in like, you know, a shrink, like a Zeros and a light armored column or whatever. But yeah, you want to be running rockets and bombs, mate. Okay, and that's all I have for you today, viewers. Just a simple tutorial on how to use the dum-dums, rockets and guns air-to-ground. Like I said, it is very much an art, not the precise science like it is Sniper, Hornet, or even a Tomcat really, even that's more advanced than this. It is just a simple rule of, does it look right? If so, drop. If not, then don't drop. And just use your experience to judge on what's right. This is your host, Shark31. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and signing off.